Do you want to know how to book Fastpasses? Like specifically how to do it, what buttons to push, and what's going to happen on the website? Well, come along with me. I'm going to share my screen with you and we're going to do it together. Let's go. Hey guys, it's Kara from Wondervault, where we unlock the geek universe and share our insider tips, reviews, and collectibles. Today is another episode of our Wonder Plan series, where we help you plan a wonderful, magical Disney vacation. Now today is the big one. It's the motherload. It's the one you've been waiting for. Today is Fastpass Day! Today's Fastpass Day. There are now 60 days and 2 hours until I check in at Walt Disney World. So in today's video, we're going to cover 3 things. First, I'm going to show you how to log in, how to navigate around the My Disney Experience website so you feel comfortable with it when it's your time to do your Fastpasses. 2, I'm going to show you what information you need to have on hand so that you can do your Fastpasses as quickly and efficiently as possible. And 3, I'm actually going to share my screen with you and show you live, I guess, what happens when I book my Fastpasses at 7 o'clock tonight. So before we get started, I guess I just want to say hi. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're not new here, hi again. Thanks for coming back. For those of you who are new, my name is Kara and I live in Australia and I am a massive Disney fan. I love everything Disney. I love Disney planning, Disney movies, Disney music. I love Marvel. I love Star Wars. I love all of it. My house, as you can see, is filled with Disney stuff. And one of the things that makes me most happy in the world is planning a Disney vacation and talking to people about planning a Disney vacation. So that's why I thought I would share my expertise with you. If you're watching this video and thinking, what is she talking about? What's a Fastpass? Why do I need to think about all this stuff? It's okay. Just pause this video and go and check out our Wonder Planned playlist on our YouTube channel. We also have a blog and a website where we go through step by step how to plan a Disney vacation. I think a lot of people don't realize how much planning goes into it and it can feel really, really overwhelming. So we have made these videos for you to help it feel less stressful so you can focus on having a really great time. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to go to the Disney World website. So I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see what I'm doing. So you go to disneyworld.disney.go.com and you'll see right over here you have the My Disney Experience button. So if you haven't ever clicked it before, click on it. So when you click on the My Disney Experience button, it will take you to the sign in page. If you've been here before, great, sign in. If you haven't, click down here where it says create account and go through the steps of creating yourself an account. This is very important. You're going to want to have an account on the My Disney Experience in order to book your dining, book your Fastpasses, and to be able to use the Disney Play app for all of its functionality when you're on your vacation. So as soon as you decide you're going to go or even thinking about going, jump on here and create yourself an account. It will save you time later. So I'm just going to log in. So once you've logged in, it will take you to your landing page. And you can see mine on the screen right now. And it says Kara's Plans and Tickets. And it gives you all the different buttons to explore the different components of your Disney vacation. The first thing I want to talk about is connecting yourself to your group. If you are going in a group, a family group, or with other people, you need to be connected on the app if you want to be able to book your Fastpasses and your dining together. So we're going to click on Family and Friends and go View List. So I have set this up before, so you can see here that on this page, my account is connected to my husband and my child. If you haven't connected anything, or if you're wanting to add more people, you click on the link for Add Guest. All right, so then it gives you a couple of different options. You can either find through my connected guests, import from a Walt Disney World hotel reservation, or entering their name and age. You decide which one is easier for you. I think last time what we did was import from a reservation number. So you put in the confirmation number and their last name, and then you click locate reservation. And then it's literally as simple as that. If you're going in a large party and wanting to book fast passes or reservations or anything together, this is where you do it. You connect it all up. So I'm going to click done because I don't need to connect anyone else. And we're going to go back to the My Disney experience. So we'll just click on the icon at the top of the page to bring us back to my landing page. So another thing you may have noticed is that next to my name, there is a picture of Tinkerbell. If you don't have a picture next to your name, or if you want to change the picture next to your name, you simply click Profile. And it brings you here to your account profile page where you can change any of these details. And you can click Change Character if you want your picture to be a different character. Now this may not seem like an important thing to do, but again, if you are traveling in a group, when you're wanting to book your fast passes and your dining reservations, it makes it so much easier to have everyone assigned a character because you can see quickly without having to read all their details because you guys probably have the same last name. You can go, yes, I want A, B, and C, or C, D, and E, and it just makes it so much easier and it's kind of cute. So while I'm here, I think I'm going to change my character to Alice. So you simply select the character that you want and click Done. And voila. All right, so let's go back to the My Disney Experience section. So the My Disney Experience website or app is the portal for keeping all the information about your Disney vacation. It has your confirmation numbers, it has your ticket numbers, it has your room, everything, all your credit card details, everything. So make sure that this is all set up correctly before the 60 days for your dining and your fast passes. Okay. So I think you're probably wondering by now, Cara, why are you doing it on the website? There's an app, a really good app that has all this information. And I will tell you why. For some reason, it just works better on the website. For some reason, there are reservations and fast passes that will show up on the website that don't come up on the app. Now, I've done this a number of times now, and I have done it beside my husband and beside my friend, and all of us using different systems. And the website is the best way to do it. I don't know why, it doesn't matter why, but trust me, use the website. So the other thing that you can do from this landing page is dining reservations. So when you click on dining reservations, it brings you to a list of all the dining options. And it has various filters across the top here so that you can choose the type of thing that you are looking for. The most important thing is to make sure you're looking on the right day. So you click the day you're looking for and click search. So let's just do a quick one just to show you what to do. So I'll be arriving on the 19th of September. So let's click 19th of September. I've got 3 people. What have you got? All right, so for breakfast on the 19th of September, this is the list of things that are available. Lots. And that is why it's really important to know where you want to go, on what day, and what other things you want to do before you start looking at your dining reservations, because it can be really overwhelming because there are just so many options. So if you want to check that you've set up your planning party properly, if you scroll down a little bit here, you can see your party in this area here. So if it's coming up to Fastpass Day and the people that you want to book are not showing up here, give Disney a call and get it set up. Okay, So where stuff starts to get really good and really exciting is when you start to fill in your plans on the My Disney Experience app. If you have made your dining reservations, this is where they're going to show up. As you scroll down, you can see all the dining reservations that I've already made. And it's showing me park hours and where I'm staying. It's got confirmation numbers. It's got everything you need to know. And this information is really important when you're booking your Fastpasses, because you don't want to go and book a Fastpass at the exact same time that you've booked your lunch. So that was part 1. We've logged in, we've made sure your profile's set up correctly, we've linked to your party, had a bit of a look around, so now you're feeling familiar with what buttons you need to press and where you need to go when your Fastpass window is open. The next thing that we are going to talk about is what information do you need before your Fastpass window opens. Okay, welcome back. Welcome to part 2, where I'm going to show you what information you need to have before your Fastpass window opens. Okay, so this is the landing page for my super magic, super secret Disney Planning Spreadsheet. So the landing page is a really simplified version, which basically just tells you which park we're going to on what day. And when we get to the Fastpasses, this is actually basically the most important thing to know, because everything flows from there. What park are you going to? So where will you be? What Fastpasses do you want? What dining reservations do you have? This is the simple version that is filled in once we've made a series of other decisions. The next tab is what I like to call the final schedule. And as you can see, it is empty because I don't fill this in until everything is set. All the dining is done, all the Fastpasses are done, we're basically leaving. And then this gives us a day by day, hour by hour, where do we need to be? What are we going to do? And I totally understand that this level of planning is a little bit OCD and totally too much for some people, but I like it. I like to know that the beginning part of my day is all planned out to maximize my time in the parks, and then the afternoon and the evening can be more relaxed and more spontaneous. So this tab is the final. But what we're going to be working on today is this tab, which I like to call Working Draft. And this is basically where I make all my decisions. So this is the real working draft for the holiday that I am planning right now. And you can see that it has all the dates and days, parks, the times, our dining reservations, our Fastpass choices, and then as we come down here, it will actually have which bookings I'm able to get in a couple of hours. So I should be able to fill in that final spreadsheet in a couple of hours, which is really exciting. But how do we get to this point? Well, I'm glad you asked. One of the things that I do is I actually make a chart for the opening times while I'm going to be there. Because if you know anything about a Disney vacation, you know that there's extra magic hours. When we're going to be there, there's actually going to be extra magic hours. Some parks are open extra early, some parks are open extra late. And it can be a little bit confusing to know what park you want to go to on what day. And there are lots of crowd planners and things like that that can help you make that decision. But I still like to keep a chart in here so that if I am making some decisions, I can quickly jump over in here and go, oh, that's going to be open late, or that's going to be open early. The next tab is dining options. This tab shows you all of the restaurants at Walt Disney World, and it shows you them by location and by category, and then I've also broken it down into which ones am I actually interested in. And this is a list that's evolved for me over a number of years. You know, I've been a number of times, so I know where I want to go, where I don't want to go. There's a few places obviously I have never tried. So these preferences will be really up to you. But this list here doesn't really change that much, and it can be updated whenever they open something or close something. And I find this really helpful in terms of the planning, because if you can't get the reservation that you want, it can be a little confusing about, well, where else do I want to go? Where else is available in Epcot, or what other quick service or sit downs or whatever do they have? This list also shows which ones are the 2 credit meals, because that's important to know if you're on the dining plan, because you don't want to go booking a bunch of 2 credit meals and find that you actually run out of credit. I'm hoping that you're starting to see the level of detail required when planning a Disney vacation. But don't panic, because I've done all of this work for you, so you don't need to. I will make this spreadsheet available on my website. You can go and download it, update it to your heart's desire. You're welcome. Okay, so the final tab, which is why you're here today, is the Fastpasses. So this sheet shows us the 4 parks, and it shows you all the rides and attractions that can be Fastpassed. Now, all of the parks, apart from the Magic Kingdom, have what's known as Tier 1 rides, and you can only select 1 Tier 1 ride per day in your 3 Fastpasses that you can book in advance, which really sucks because these are the best rides, and quite frankly, if I could, I would just be booking those rides. And that is why they do them, to try and spread people out across the major attractions. So it's important to know which ones are your tier 1s, because you want to make sure you get at least one of those in your advanced reservations. And you also need to know that you can only have one. So if you're trying to make a booking and it won't let you, that is why. The next column over here is your tier 2s. So those are all your other attractions that can be Fastpassed. So obviously you can choose 2 of those if you're going to be using one tier 1. And then the next tabs along here are my preferences. And again, these are based on the kind of rides that I like, the kind of rides that I know are super duper popular, and the rides where the Fastpasses run out really quickly. For example, we've got Avatar Flight of Passage down here at the Animal Kingdom, and it is a really amazing ride, and that is the ride where the Fastpasses go like lightning. So if you are going to Animal Kingdom and you want to go on Flight of Passage, that needs to be the one you book first. And sometimes you might not even get it on the first day that you want to. So yeah, we'll talk about that when we look at planning it. But this is the level of detail that you actually need to have. You don't want to be making these decisions when you're in your Fastpass window, because you're going to take too long and everything is going to be gone. So this is the most important column of the whole thing. This is where you've made your choices in terms of what rides you want to Fastpass. I also have here second preferences in terms of if I can't get those, or say if there's only tier 1s, these are the other ones that I'm interested in. Okay, so once I've done all of that planning in terms of which restaurants am I interested in, which Fastpasses am I interested in, then I come back to our working draft tab and I plug it all in. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I make all these decisions, Cara? How do I know which park on which day and which ride and which restaurant and all of that? Those are really big, really important questions that I could talk for hours on. But for now, for today's purpose, we're going to assume that you already know what you want to do. And this is how I want you to set it out before your Fastpass window opens. So at a very minimum, you need to know, what park are you going to on each day? What dining reservations do you have? And which of those are non-negotiable and which are you willing to sort of move around? And thirdly, what rides are your total non-negotiables? What will you cry if you don't get on? And then I want you to bring all of that into a spreadsheet, and so that you can have this information next to you when your Fastpass window opens. Okay, so let's run through an example. So every time we go, I love to start my Disney vacation at the Magic Kingdom. So we always go to Magic Kingdom first. So what the spreadsheet is showing us is that on the 19th of September, we're going to the Magic Kingdom and it opens at 7 a.m. So what we're doing first is we're going to Cinderella's Royal Table at 7 a.m. And these are the kinds of things I'd like to do for lunch and dinner. I haven't made any other bookings, but I'm thinking that we might just get something from the Snack Plaza ice cream parlor for lunch and maybe some Columbia Harbour House for dinner. As we move further along, you can see that these are my preferences for Fastpasses, which I've simply pulled in from the other sheet. And then I've used that information to try and come up with a sort of strategy for basically the first half of the day. So what we've got here is that I want to go to rope drop, which means that I want to be there before the park opens. Because we have a 7 a.m. breakfast reservation, it actually means that we'll be let into the park earlier than 7 a.m. The plan is we're going to go to rope drop, then we'll go to breakfast, then we'll go to maybe Under the Sea with Ariel, then Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan, Small World, Big Thunder Mountain, da-da-da-da. After we've done all of those things, I'm kind of happy for the day to unfold as it needs to, but I like to be able to plan that first part of the day to get the most out of it. Because when you get to the parks early, you don't have to make fast passes for that beginning part of the day. Most of the touring plans say not to make fast passes sort of, before say 10 o'clock. But if you get there early and you get there for rope drop, you can rush in, be the first in line for all of these things, and then use your fast passes for that middle part of the day where things are really busy. You don't want your fast passes to be too late in the day. So that means that you can not make any new fast passes until you've used the ones that you have. So it's totally up to you, and there is tons of videos about how to come up with your fast pass strategy. But my recommendation is to get there early, do a couple of things before you make any fast passes, then make a series of fast passes through the middle of the day. So then by just after lunch, you can start making your new fast passes with, and be more spontaneous for the afternoon. So given that strategy, what I've got in this fast pass wish list is the information that I need to have with me when we do our fast passes. So for that Magic Kingdom day, I put in that I want a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at around 9 o'clock. Then I want a Peter Pan at about 10 o'clock. And I want a Big Thunder Mountain at about 11 o'clock. We might not be able to get all of those things, and we might not be able to get them at those times, but that's the information and the level of detail that you really need when you go into your fast pass opening window. Because trust me, the time goes really quickly, and if you're trying to get what you want, it can be quite stressful. So to me, that is the best way to do it. The next column here is another secret tip that I do in terms of ordering. Now, some fast passes are harder to get than others. As we talked about a minute ago, the Flight of Passage is so popular. So if you want Flight of Passage, that is the one you want to book first. You don't have to book your fast passes sequentially in terms of the first day, the second day, the third day of your vacation. You can book them in reverse order. You can book them in any order that you want. I recommend that if you are looking to book something that is really popular, so Flight of Passage, Slinky Dog Dash, and any of the Star Wars stuff, once they open up those reservations and fast passes, that is what you want to book first. And you will also usually find that you have more luck booking things later in your vacation, because if you imagine that there are lots of people whose fast pass windows are opening, and so their vacation starts here and ends there, and so they, as soon as on this day, they book all their fast passes up to this day. When your vacation starts here and your 60-day window opens here, you've got a bit of an overlap where they've actually already booked things in these days, but there's not people booking here, if that makes sense. So Don't panic if you start trying to book things in the first couple of days of your vacation and you can't get what you want. Focus on those days at the end of your vacation where there'll be less people who have their Fastpass window open, and hopefully you'll get what you're looking for. But this column here for ordering is where I keep that information. So I look through at the reservations that I want and which ones are going to be the hardest to get, and then I just give them a ranking. And by doing it this way, then you're able to use the filter and to actually show me which reservations I need to book first. And that makes sure that you're not going to miss anything and everything gets done in the right order. It's a lot of information, isn't it? I'm a little OCD, I know. You just do the best you can. And I enjoy the planning, but I know it's not for everyone. And I know that some people would prefer not to do so much planning, because once you've thought it all the way through and have got your heart set on something and then you don't get it, then there is that element of disappointment. But I truly believe you can have your cake and eat it too. I think that a certain level of planning enables you to really get your money's worth out of your Disney vacation. There is so much to do. I've been so many times and I still haven't done everything, which boggles the mind. Even someone like me who plans everything out to the nth degree haven't been able to fit everything in. And so I think the key for me is to just do the planning, not to be able to plan every minute of your day, but to be able to make decisions around what is the most important thing for you and your family. What are your must-dos? What are the rides that you really love, that make you really happy? What are the things that you would be so disappointed if you didn't get to do? And what are the things that are fun and nice and everything, but you're not really bothered? Because I think if you can focus on the things that are really, really important to you, whether it's a certain ride or a certain parade or fireworks or meeting a character, whatever it is that you want to do, just do those things. And then anything else that you get time to do is icing on the cake. Okay, it's time. My phone has just gone off. It is 6:58. I am logged in. I have my spreadsheet ready. We're ready to go. Let's click get started. And it's still telling me that I'm too early. Now this is where it gets really annoying, because you want to make sure that you are logged in about 5 minutes before your Fastpass window opens. You don't want to be stuck forgetting your password or any of that crap. You want to be here waiting. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. Let's go. So we're already logged in. We select our party and we click next. And here we go. So the first day that I want to book is the 27th. And I'm going to select Animal Kingdom. And I'm looking for a flight of passage in the afternoon. And if the time that you want isn't showing up, what you do is you click the view more details. And I want a flight of passage at about 2 o'clock. Perfect. Confirm. Continue on the same day with all these people. Alright, so in the morning, I want an Everest at about 11 o'clock. So again, we're going to click view more details. And I want it at about 11 o'clock. So that looks good to me. Confirm. Continue on the same day. All of them. And now I'm looking for a Kilimanjaro safari Kilimanjaro Safari at about 1 o'clock. So again, we're going to click View Details and More Times. That looks good to me. Now we're going to go select a different day. Alright, so the next day that we're going to do is another Animal Kingdom day, which is Saturday the 21st. So we go the 21st. Are you seeing how easy this is by actually having all the information that you need? So the first thing that I want to book is Flight of Passage. Ooh, and see, this is where you can see that they're already starting to be a little bit later in the day. Oh, look at that. Okay, so the first one for Avatar Flight of Passage is about 4 o'clock. So I'm going to take it. Yep, for all of us. Then we're going to continue on the same day with all of the party. And now I'm looking for a Kilimanjaro Safari. Kilimanjaro Safari at about 9 AM. Yeah, that looks good. Yes, please. And then the last one for this day is going to be Kali River Rapids. Kali River Rapids at about 1:30. 1:45. Confirm. Alright. The next one we're going to do is Friday the 20th. And I want to go to Hollywood Studios. So I'm looking for a Slinky Dog Dash. Oh, there are no more Slinky Dog Dashes. Well, that's very interesting. Alright, so I guess we're going to do a Tower of Terror then. So this is where you kind of have to be able to think on the fly. So I know that the tier 1 rides are these ones up here. So I'm going to swap out the Slinky Dog Dash for a Twilight Zone, but because that is later on in the day and it's a totally different area of the park, so I'm thinking maybe, what do you reckon, 12:45. Confirm. Continue on the same day. I'm looking for Star Tours at about 11. Fantastic. Continue on the same day. And the last one is I wanted a Muppet Vision. Muppet Vision at about 12 o'clock. Oh, so this is interesting. So what this is saying is that because I've had to change this Fastpass around, I have an overlapping Fastpass. So we need to go back and select a different time. So what we were doing the Muppet 3D Vision. See, now the problem here is that I've forgotten what we've actually booked. So let's just go with a first time in forever. We can always fix this one up later. Alright, so select a different day. So next we're going to do Tuesday, the 24th of September. And we're going to go to Holland Studios. And I'm really hoping I can get a Slinky Dog Dash. Slinky Dog Dash, yes. So I want a Slinky Dog Dash. So the earliest is 10:45, which is perfect for everyone. Continue on the same day. I'm looking for Star Tours at about 11. You can, go back. So because we did 10:45, we need to choose a slightly different time. Now you can see that my friend Phil is texting me because he knows I'm doing a screen film right now. And he's a butthead. Alright, so we want to start tours. It was at 10:45, so let's go to 12:15. Oh, yep, that's fine. So that's just reminding us that we have lunch around that time. And then because we didn't get the Muppet Vision last time, I think on this day, let's book a Muppet Vision. So I can see that I've got lunch at 1:15, so say at 2:30. And now we're going to select a different day. And on the 19th, we are looking at Magic Kingdom. So I'm looking for a 9 AM Mine Train. What's it called? Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Alright, so it's showing me that the earliest Seven Dwarfs Mine Train on this day is 5 o'clock. So this becomes a choice. Do I book it or not? And yeah, look, I'll book it because they're quite hard to get, and if I change my mind later, I can always just delete it. But if I decide that I want it and I don't book it right now, I'm not going to get it. So we'll do that. So I want a Peter Pan in the morning. Okay, so again, it's showing me that the morning fast passes for this day are all taken up. And that's okay, I'm flexible. So the next thing I want is Big Thunder Mountain. Go to the next day. So the next one is Monday the 23rd. Nearly done. Monday the 23rd. So on Monday the 23rd, we're going to cut. So we are looking for a Soarin' about 10:15. That sounds good. Well, that's it. We're done. That was hard work, wasn't it? But we got almost everything that we wanted. There was a Slinky Dog Dash that I wasn't able to get on the day that I wanted, but I was able to get it on a day later on, so I switched it with the Tower of Terror from another day, so really not a big deal. I have put all the information from the fast passes that we've booked into the spreadsheet, and I can now use that tab to fill in the full schedule. So what I want to do now is just show you what it looks like on the screen and then click plans so you can see what the final thing looks like. Let's have a look. Okay, so you can see here on the right all the fast passes that we've just booked. Thank you for your help. And so it shows you the date, the ride, the time, and all the ones that we've booked. So I've taken that information and I've now dropped it into the spreadsheet under these columns: Fast Pass Booking 1, 2, and 3. And I've also made a column here for Revised Strategy. So you'll see a couple of them. Basically, I didn't quite get what I wanted, or I didn't get them quite at the right time, which is not a big deal. But it does mean that this strategy that I wrote back here does need a little bit of revision. So I've just flagged those ones, so at a later date I can go back and fix that up and then have a full schedule strategy planned for each day of the park. I now have 60 days left until I'm leaving, so I've got 60 days to sort that all out, get it all printed, laminated if I feel like it, so that it's ready to go in my bag for the parks. But what I want to show you now is, if we come over here to the Disney World website, this is just showing us our fast passes. And if you remember before, when we were in the My Disney experience, it was only showing the dining reservations. But now that we have done our fast passes, it will actually combine the two things together. So if we go up to the top and click My Disney experience, and I've timed out, so now I have to log back in, so that's super annoying. Please hold. Okay, so here we are. I've logged back in. So it now comes back to that landing page with the Kara's plans and tickets. So you can see that now when we come back to the landing page, it shows us that the FastPass selections are complete. Now you have until you go, in fact, even on the day of your vacation, you can make as many changes as you want, but it's just showing you that you're now in the window where you can book your FastPasses. So that's super exciting. So we're going to scroll down past all this information around my reservations and blah, 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 and get down here. Now in our plans, it's actually showing you all of the things that we've booked. So it's showing you dining and fast passes. And you can see on the side here, you can click update. So if you want to change the time of your fast pass or your dining, or delete it and start again, or whatever you want to do, you just click update and fiddle around with it to your heart's desire. Another thing that we can do now is we can add more plans. So we won't do this today because I am tired and this has taken a lot of my day. But we can go add more plans. We can actually go down here to character experiences, fireworks, parades, and shows. Now, I love the parades, so let's click on parades. Okay, so now we can do basically the same thing as with the Fast Pass, but you're not booking a spot. You're just sort of leaving yourself a reminder that these parades or fireworks or whatever are on at certain times. So you could do the same kind of thing. You go up to the top here and select your date. So let's say the 19th of September. It's showing me that the Festival of Fantasy Parade is on at 2 o'clock. Now I love that parade. So let's just click show in my plan. And done. This seems to be having technical difficulties, but you get the idea. You can now go in and add whatever you like. You can also add notes. So you can literally build this app into a full schedule for your family. And You can do as much or as little as you want. It is enough to just leave it as these 3 fast passes and your dining reservations, and that's enough to be getting on with. But if you want to, you can plan in the rest of your day. You can actually put in notes for, once you've used your first fast pass, what do you want to look for first? You can do whatever you want. Okay, so how are you feeling? I hope you're feeling much more confident about booking your fast passes. As you can see, I've been doing this for years and I still don't get it perfectly right, but it was pretty easy. I had the information that I needed right there beside me. I knew what rides I wanted to do. I had a sense of what kind of time I was looking to do things, so that when my first option wasn't available, I could just go, no worries, click, 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 choose something else, modify on the run. So that's really the ideal situation. So I really hope that I've given you some good tips for how to do your vacation planning. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I am more than happy to help. I love Disney planning and I would love to help you feel more calm and more in control with your vacation. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell as well and it will tell you when we have new content. We also have a new website that I've just launched, and on the website we have all the links to the videos, but we're also going to have lots more content for the Disney planning. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a step-by-step guide for how to plan a Disney vacation. So if you're interested in that, head over to our website, www.thewondervault.com, and I hope to see you there. But until next time, I will be here in the Wonder Vault. Thank you. Bye.